on. Okay. Hi. Welcome to week 2, aka the quarterfinals.
Of Dancing with the Stars athlete.
This
We're
season's
here.
a mess. Although I like this week better than last week by a lot, but
This week
it's a
for me
mess.
started out kind of mediocre, but it got better as the night went on, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, it was like mostly an upward trajectory, like as much of it as it almost could be. Um, so Rashad was the guest judge this week, which I mean, I guess I wasn't too surprised because he's the new Alfonso, but like not annoying yet, so we can keep it. Is he gonna sing next season? Is he gonna come on and sing
I'd be into it.
or host? Like he could just take over for
I want him to
Sean.
host Junior.
Yes, yes. That I don't know if Junior's even happening because
Didn't they hold on
if
to
it
shoot
is,
for
they're
Pittsburgh?
publicizing it worse than they publicized this athlete season.
Maybe they'll like start publicizing it like when we get to the finale or
It'll
something.
be like the athlete season. They'll announce it in the last 5 seconds.
Oh my gosh, that was a disaster. I remember
That
that.
was terrible. I remember all day we were trying to because we heard it in like the rehearsal, so we were trying to figure out what it was all day.
Mhm. Like what is happening?
Yeah. So Rashad was the guest judge, and they let him do his cha cha again.
Which was nice. I like that they had time to do that.
I was surprised they had time to do that because I saw him and Emma rehearsing. And I'm like, is this for the opening number? There's not really gonna be time for anything.
Mhm.
Um, but next week we have another guest judge. It's David Ross. I'm sorry. I can't say that again.
Like of all the people you could have gotten for this. Sorry guys, I'm cold and need my
For the
blanket.
athletes, especially because there's like I know they want to have athletes.
Of all the people you could have gotten for this, you picked David Ross. Not that I have anything against the guy, he's great, but like really? How many athletes have won or like come close to winning Switis that
Like
could be
so
hosting?
many, like
Or
almost every season, except for last season. That last season actually had no athletes at the end, which is
that's
unusual. Um, but yeah, like almost every season there was someone you could pick from. Like I get they didn't want another football player probably. Um, I guess you could have picked like maybe one of the gymnasts. There's a few of those now.
I was about to say like you could have picked like, Nastia or Sean.
I feel like Nastya would be like a really good judge. Like she also like she the way she talks as well. I
She's
think
very
um but yeah, David Ross, and I know it's probably for viewership because they think the Cubs are gonna fans are all gonna tune in for this. I think. I'm
mhm.
guessing that's what the plan is there. Um, but yeah, I think he's gonna dance again. If there's time, I hope he does his freestyle, but it'll probably be the jazz or
Oh
the
my
quick.
god.
But the jazz would be funny. If he can't do the freestyle, I want him to do the jazz. Yeah. So getting into the actual dances tonight. So the first one was Josh and Sharna,
They
and
were.
they had a passo. And I was sad because they really wanted to do Zora for it, and he was so excited, and then they had to change the theme because they couldn't get the rights or something.
Sad. Very sad.
Yeah. And then the song was weird. It never really went anywhere, and it's weird because they used that section of the song because apparently it's an 8-minute song, and there are parts where it gets exciting. They just didn't use it.
Right, which made me kind of confused because Michaela actually had this. My sister had this thought while we were watching it. Like she was waiting for the song to like build and like climax or whatever, and it never really did, which I think was a problem
This
for
is
the choreography.
remember when they had that trio with Simone, Sasha, Brittany doing that "Don't Let Me Down" song, and it
Yeah,
never went anywhere either.
yeah,
Like that's right up there with this is right up there with that for the song choice.
it really was. And obviously, like I get that he wanted to, but I think like the producers picked the wrong like cut of the song,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think that affected the choreography a lot because I really wasn't impressed by this.
I didn't really like it either, and people are coming at me on Curious Cat every time I say something remotely negative about Sharna or one of her partners. Apparently, I hate Sharna. But no, I don't hate Sharna. This was just like it was weird because I really liked his upper body. His legs were like it was just like he was walking around.
I agree with that absolutely, and I like Josh a lot, and I liked his week one dance a lot. I don't think it was better than Adam personally, but that was just my personal opinion. And I was really looking forward to him this week, but this one was not necessarily a fail per se, but just it's not what needed to happen this week to get him to the finals.
Well, the good news for him is scores for this week aren't a factor. However, he did go first, so I'm wondering if he's going to be that memorable. But again, he got to dance near the end anyway for team dances. I think it's really going to come down to next week how his scores do because I think he's getting the votes. I think it's like there's like two people I'm pretty sure are going to make it, and then there's like two more I think are on the cusp, and he's on the cusp. But if he makes it, I think he might have a decent chance at winning. I don't really know. With the final, I think we're getting, which I'll say later. I think any of them could win. But next week might become clearer. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think this wasn't bad, but in comparison to almost everything else, it
Right.
was just not good. Because this was like really good last night.
Right.
Like people showed up.
Right. I agree with that because I mean this was a fine dance. Like it wasn't like an awful dance or anything. It
Oh,
didn't really do anything for me.
no, I know, me too. Hopefully, like next week he gets the big comeback package. I think that'd be good for him.
Yeah, I really hope so too because I like him and Sharna a lot actually as a
Yeah,
partner.
they're really good. They're
I
really
I
fun.
definitely think they're very well matched. And I was disappointed for him a
Yeah,
little bit this week, but
yeah. I would have given this a 7.
I was thinking 7 for this one too. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't like super memorable either.
Yeah. Um. So next up were, although I want to say he was significantly below certain people, including some people who got eliminated tonight. So that shows he was getting votes because scores counted. Okay, last week's votes and this week's scores counted for the elimination last night, and since his scores were lower, shows he got enough votes to stay over
Okay.
some significantly higher. At least one, he beat Enrique, and who was a lot higher than him by the end of the night.
Really? That's interesting.
Because yeah, Enrique was on the winning team. Spoilers. And he was not, and she got like how much higher than him? Oh my
I have
gosh.
no I have no idea. I meant to add them all up before
Oh
this,
my gosh,
but
now I just realized we need a fourth judge, and I said on Curious Cat I would have given this a 22. And I mean out of 30, you guys.
out of
Not
30, not out of
better than,
30.
no, I mean out of 30. So I would have given this all 7s and an 8, so, or it's like 3 7s and an 8, sorry.
Right, that's what we mean.
Yeah, so sorry to mess that up earlier, so people might be mad at me right now. I didn't realize that. Um, Yeah, so yeah, he was below Enrique by quite a bit. Although it was like it's a 2 dance week, so it means the margins are smaller because percentages are smaller. So it means it was easier for him to overcome. And apparently next week there might be 3 dances, so it might be even easier for people to overcome. And it might be really down to the votes, unless someone like flops. But
Right.
okay, so Jenny and Keo. This was
And
the other dance I wasn't that keen on.
oh no, I felt so bad because I love her so much, and I was hoping that this would be great, and it wasn't great. I was sad. I was
It's better
really
than
sad.
people are giving it credit for. I'll give it that because I just rewatched it. It's better than people are giving it credit for. This was not some. I mean, I guess because the joke is Kia's cha-chas like always go wrong, but like this was probably the best one.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, you're right. And like,
Actually, on paper, actually I like Jody's better on paper. Like if she'd gotten that right, I think it would have been like a really good dance. Like it was better choreographically, but this was like I guess because I don't know because I remember yeah, and then I guess no, Charo's was a salsa, right? Never mind, because I really liked Charo's first dance, but I think that was salsa.
it was.
Yeah, it was salsa, I think. So yeah, unfortunately the Kyo Cha-Cha thing happened. There's a lot of controversy with this. Jenny had a song called "Make Me Feel" by Janelle Monáe, which I've never heard, and she said it was very and maybe I have heard it and I just didn't know it was that song. She said it was, I guess, too risque, and apparently it wasn't. It's not a very risque song, but maybe she feels like it was. So she asked to switch it, and they did. And I don't know what the new song is called. And then, the thing was, a lot of people were upset, called her a hypocrite because her outfit was apparently really skanky. I don't know, not in my opinion, but in some people's. But she did get praise from some people, like the conservative Christian crowd that didn't criticize her for going with what her convictions. So good for that. Um, she got I think 2 6s and 2 7s, or was it
I
three
think
sixes and a 7?
I
Oh no, it
honestly
had to
can't
be 2 6s and
remember.
2 7s because I think she tied with Kareem, and Kareem got 2 7s and 2 6s.
It was something like that. I think.
You got, I think it was 26, which I guess is fair. I mean, I guess I'd give this a 6. I mean, it wasn't as good as Josh, so I kind of
Right.
significantly, so I have to kind of say that.
Yeah, for me it was 6. I really like the choreography for this. Like he definitely snapped, and I feel like it could have been great. I just wish that she would have been sharper, but she remembered everything.
She seemed nervous. She was kind of off time a bit, like Bruno pointed out, and
Yeah,
she yeah, but like I liked her solo sections a lot. Like she really kind of held her own there, which was good.
she really
Um,
did.
yeah, she was safe this week, which I know like all the websites were shocked about, but that's like she's in the demo, you guys.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked about her being safe this
Although at
week.
the end of the night, I was expecting her to go home. Like before the show, I thought she'd be safe because Arike was that much higher,
Yeah,
and she's um yeah. So hopefully she's going home next week, like almost for sure. Like I don't see her beating anyone else in votes or scores.
that'll
Well,
be
she might
something.
beat scores, but not by enough. So bye bye. But hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's a she gets some good dances, gets to do some cool stuff.
I do, yeah, I hope so too. I hope she gets like a Viennese waltz or something next week.
Yeah, that'd be good. And I mean, I want to see her do a rumba just because I like Kyo's rumbas, but it has to be like a less sexual one, more of one of the more sweet ones.
Right,
Um, yeah. So yeah, hopefully whatever she does next week, she does a really good job with, and she has fun and everything and all that.
and she
Okay,
goes
so
out on a high note.
this coming up where the night really picked up. Kareem and Lindsay. This was actually I really like this. So the package was cool. They were talking about his family, how his parents met dancing, and they talked about his dance experience. So be glad they're being open about the dance experience now, you guys. I know this was a big complaint.
It was a big point. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed with this dance. This is the one I've
Yes.
watched the second most times. And oh my gosh, I don't know where my brain is. I've watched this one. This is the one I've rewatched the most, except for one, but we'll get to that one later.
Really know I know which one.
Let's be honest, if you follow me on Twitter, you know which dance from last night I've rewatched a million times, but we'll get there when we get there.
This was really good. Like
I
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Lindsay did that trick. I was surprised no one's done it before. But we've never had that. Well, no, we actually kind of did it before, but not like this. They did it back in 23
right,
with
I was gonna say that.
Tara on top of Mary Lou's legs or something, but that was like standing still. That wasn't like moving around. This is like the next level.
That was, oh my gosh, Lindsay just won the show. Like, you can't get any better than that.
No. And
So
Kareem actually like moved and danced in this one.
he did. He was like doing
And he
this also.
smiled. He was actually like doing the moves.
He was. He really was. And God bless Princess Haley for doing that all blind. Like, I hope she gets her pro spot next season.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming up on that time. I feel like she's gonna have been there 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, and from the looks of it right now, it looks like there'll be at least one female open spot for next season. So
Well, yeah, because it's gonna probably be at least 6 again, unless they cut down next season too. But hopefully,
hopefully not. We'll see.
this was good. Yeah, it was just like really solid. He got the same score as Jenny, which I mean, maybe I have a little bit of a problem with it. Not that much after rewatching, but at the time I was mad because
I wasn't that mad about it, kind of because I knew he was leaving, but
I thought no, because like this one, the scores determine who's safe this week. It's a little different than normal, so I'm like, oh my gosh, he can be safe again after this. Which I mean, I wouldn't have been mad if he was safe.
right. No, I
Like
wouldn't have been mad either.
I want to see how she'd handle him doing in hold for ballroom. Like I wanted to see that. Yeah.
She would have had to stand on top of Haley's shoulders again, probably.
Or he could just drop the hold.
Or you could just drop the hold.
I remember I used to be like, how can they do this with such big height difference? And then Tara and Sasha came out, and Sasha just dropped the hold, and I'm like, oh,
Like, oh, yeah, duh.
that can happen. Okay.
But
So, but
anyway,
yeah, I mean, I'm sad they're gone. I mean, I was predicting him to be on the show, so I'm glad he got to do something cool.
yeah,
Like, I was waiting for him. I was kind of excited to see him.
he got some cool dances in there. We got to see him work with Lindsay. I'm happy.
Yeah. And Lindsay maintains her record for not losing past 8.
It's true.
So she maintained that. So next Chris and Whitney.
Um, I honestly don't remember. Let me look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's Chris because I know. Yeah, it's definitely Chris because everyone else was after him. Uh,
All right, let's talk about Chris then. Oh, Chris, he is a fine gentleman. He really is.
more ways than one.
More ways than one. Sorry, I
Uh,
just
okay.
yeah, he's hot. Basically,
Did
he's
this
hot.
is a Viennese waltz or slow down waltz?
This was a Viennese waltz, but we're gonna double
Okay.
check that.
Because I said on Curious Cat earlier, we're any slow waltzes this season, so hopefully that's accurate. Or else I'm getting really bad with my answers.
All right,
Yeah.
Viennese waltz was correct. Yes, it was
Yeah. So
Viennese
Viennese
waltz.
waltz. I know people were concerned about the song, but Whitney made it work.
She did. She really did. And Whitney, by the way, Whitney looked gorgeous last night. That's such a good color on her.
That color is such a weird color for people to pull off, but Whitney can do it.
Whitney's gorgeous. She can do anything. Sorry, I had to mention that. I was obsessed with her
Yeah.
look last night. I loved this. This really, I mean, last week I was pretty turned on to Chris because I just really liked his package, and his also was cute. But this was the one that kind of, for me, kind of solidified his chance for being in the final three. Now we thought it was going to be four, but now it's
Yeah.
three.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, spoilers. Not really. I'm sure everyone watching this has seen the show. It's a final three this season. Um, we thought it might be four, but then we were like, well, they're only gonna be doing freestyles then because it's only an hour-long show for one night. And then so they announced because they always said double eliminations every week, and next week turns out triple. So I mean,
Unfortunate. Idol
I knew it
really.
wasn't out of the realm of possibility, but I was hoping it was wrong because that's not fun. Like we're losing half the cast next week. That's not fun.
We really are, and it's really unfair. Idol really screwed us over, and I wish it wasn't getting renewed, but it got
Oh,
renewed.
Idol's been so annoying. There's like one good person left out of five. We started with 14, and there's one good person left out of five. Like,
Yeah. I'm not keeping up with Idol, but that's what I'm hearing.
my
But
dad's been
anyway,
watching it, so I've been downstairs, and like I was watching it the past couple of weeks. I've only watched the live ones though,
hmm
and not even all of those. Anyway, so
anyway,
yeah, Chris
we're
did a
getting
good
off
job.
topic.
Got
Oh, Chris.
got 8, 8, 8, 9, or not in that order, but he got 8, 9. I
Nine
think the
was
9 is
given.
a little high.
I don't even necessarily think so. I mean, I loved him in that dance. I thought his lines were gorgeous.
There
There's
was like
some
issues with his like head or posture or something. I noticed is a little weird. Like I think yeah, the eights were good.
eights are good. I'm
I
fine with
don't
the
know
nine. Carrie Ann gave him the nine, and I thought it was fine. I thought it was a one, at least
Yeah,
one nine.
Carrie Ann gave him the 9.
Of course, Carrie
Yeah,
Ann
of
gave him the
course.
nine.
Of course
What
she
else is
gave
new?
him.
Who else is going to give
Really
him?
getting sick of her. I mean, I know she's been an okay judge this season, but like she's just really, really biased towards the men, and it's really no.
She always
Um,
is, but
I know. It's just I don't like it. Yeah. So he did a good job. I think, I think it. Are you still there?
I'm still here. I
Okay,
promise.
I thought you were frozen. I wasn't sure. I think it's him and Josh that's on the cusp for the finals. And I think it's gonna be Josh because I worry if Chris does another Latin how much he's really gonna improve. But
It'll be interesting to see like what everybody has style wise next week. Like I have hopes for certain people.
yeah, same.
So here's a question: everybody who's in currently, have they all done one ballroom, one Latin?
Nope. Josh hasn't done a ballroom.
Okay,
Tanya hasn't done a Latin. Like, unless you count during the jive for the team dance.
I don't get that. So
So she hasn't officially done a Latin.
okay,
Mariah's done ballroom and Latin, Adam's done ballroom and Latin, Chris has done ballroom and Latin, and Jenny's done ballroom and Latin. So yeah, it's just Josh absolutely has to get ballroom next week, and Tanya absolutely has to get Latin, or I'm gonna be annoyed.
right. Okay, that was just something that
And
popped into
Kareem
my
never
head.
got ballroom, but like he's gone.
You don't need to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So next was the bear. I mean, they
This
gave the
was
bear
oh my gosh, I have to go first because I have to tell you guys this story.
a chance.
So here I am. with my mom and my sister sitting on the couch watching this, like, oh, I have to watch Tanya and I have to watch her dance to this song that everybody in my area sings at karaoke at Applebee's all the time. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Sasha looks awful in that stupid costume and I hate the stupid camo. And I'm just sitting there like fuming. And then the bear pops up and like, it's like heaven opened up. It was like everything got better. Like my skin cleared up and my life got better. I got a raise at work, and just the bear popped up, and I lost it over the bear. I was laughing on the couch, and I didn't even watch the dance. I was just busy too laughing
I
and
didn't even watch it
crying.
either. I just actually I was looking for a link on YouTube and I had to use VPN and the link still didn't work because it was just loading the whole time. It was like the buffering symbol. So I had to go rewatch it downstairs in my living room because we record the show and yeah, so and even then I couldn't pay attention to anything but the bear really. But like I mean, from what little I saw of her, her technique was fine. Like I think the 9 was too high. I think it was better than Chris like by a little bit, but like the 9 was still too high. Uh, Apparently there was an issue at the beginning which I didn't see because I was probably too busy watching the bear. So I mean I'm sure it exists.
I'm
The bear's the new
obsessed.
crab because we haven't had the crab in a while, so we needed like a new mascot.
We need a new meme. Which member of the troop can we meme and put in an embarrassing suit? And the answer is Brandon. But
I
instead
was
of a
trying to figure
crab,
out the
let's
whole
do a
time who
bear.
the bear was.
I just that's what I was focused on. Like who's in the bear costume? And I was
Who's
betting.
the
I was like,
bear?
I bet it's Brandon. I bet Brandon's in the bear costume. But anyway, as far as like Tanya's concerned, like obviously, like ob- speaking objectively, just strictly based on her dancing, I would have given her an 8. It was good. It was
It's a good
fine.
dance. Um,
Sasha
I saw
Loki
the big
snapped with the
issues
choreography,
with
by
it,
the
which
way.
is one that she didn't apologize. Wait, what'd you say?
Sasha Loki snapped with the choreography.
Yeah, this was like okay, I'm gonna get to this in a minute. So I have a few issues with her on the show still. Like I said last week, lack of an apology. I realized I think if had Nancy done the show after her and we hadn't seen like how bad they treated Nancy, I would have been like okay with her in the context of the show ish. Like I'm okay with some other people. But like
Mhm.
between that and like the way they've like portrayed it as Tanya's the victim of this, not as it's she did something that she's trying to redeem herself for. Like not that like she was unfairly whatever. I think I might be more into her. Like I'm not saying she'd be my favorite, but I'd be like kind of more like I don't know, I'd be
You'd
like
be
more
more
interested in
sympathetic
watching
to
her
her.
dance. Pardon?
You'd be more sympathetic to her.
Maybe more so like I would just be more willing to watch her.
Right.
But like it's just the way they're portraying her has been so annoying, especially after Nancy. Like I can't get into this. And what's bothering me the most is I think she might win.
I I've said this the last couple of weeks, but I like to have a little more faith in the American public than
I'm
that.
sorry, but she might win. Well, on Facebook. I'm showing you the stats at the end of this.
That's right. Oh God, I'm afraid to see him.
I know, and well, Facebook. Let's be real. Facebook hasn't had as many comments about anything lately, other than the season is too short and Tanya sucks or Adam said this or whatever. So it's not really. I haven't really had that much communication, but like she's doing really well. Like I'm convinced. She's making the finals unless she flops next week, which I mean she might because I don't know how she can do Latin. But
How did I hear that they have 3 dances next week?
okay, I think they might. Here's what I'm thinking it might be based on what I've seen. I'm thinking it's going to be a regular dance. Of course it is. I think it's going to be duos and not trios because that way it's only 3 more dances. So they're fitting 9 in and not 12. And then
Mhm.
they can do like a little dance duel, like duet or not duet, like
A dance
dance
off.
off between. I think they're going to do it between the people who did the duos together. And I think the duos if they do this will be Mariah and Adam because travel, and then Josh and Jenny because height, and then Chris and Sasha, not Josh, Chris and Tanya because height.
Okay. Okay.
So
Well,
it'll
that
probably
makes
be that, and then they'll do
sense.
their duels against each other. Maybe it won't be against their duet partner. I don't know. But yeah, there's no immunity, so we don't have to deal with that BS because like that was BS like every season they did it.
My gosh.
Like, like even when it went to a deserving person like Normani, they had to like underscore Simone because they wouldn't know what to do if they tied because they were totally tied that whole season up to that point. So like even that was BS, and it went to a deserving person. So I don't know. Yeah, so I'm glad we're not doing immunity because there's an even number of couples left. So I think that's how it's gonna go down because they're not gonna do 12 dances. And I mean, they could, but like if it's 3 dances per couple, it'll probably be 9 dances,
Right.
and then the dance off if it's a third dance. And I
Okay.
mean,
Well,
gonna miss trios, but
right.
gotta get that David Ross dance in there.
And how to get that David Ross dance in there? I'm
Yep,
sure he's.
we need the viewers.
They
We'll
need
probably
to.
tease it all night to try and get people to get the Cubs fans to watch. Like, okay.
Oh, we
So
can
yeah,
keep trying then.
she got like she got the same score as Chris, so 33.
Ah, yes.
Which I
But
mean,
anyway.
relative to some of the other scores, I guess it's fine. But like, I think some other people were like over or under score. Yeah, I mean, I would give it all eights.
Yeah, for me it would have been all eights. Like I think who gave her the 9? Was it Rashad?
I think it was Rashad.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Because I said
it's
because
his
I
partner's husband. No, I'm kidding.
because I remember because I said Rashad's canceled, and then like one dance later I was just like Rashad uncanceled.
With Mirais, I think. So it
Yeah,
was a couple of
Mariah
those.
Rashad uncanceled.
And then people canceled him again for the team dance scores.
I don't
But
even
yeah,
remember what he gave the team dances. I barely remember the
I
team
don't even
dances.
know. I think he just like I don't know. I think he. Oh, I think it's because he gave tennis a 9 or something.
Oh well.
Eh,
And
whatever.
anyway,
Okay. So anyway, next dance was it was
was it Mariah?
yeah it was. I thought there was another one between them, but no, it was Mariah.
No, it was Mariah.
So it was one dance later. It was Mariah. Um. Okay. So this is where we get into the stuff about the microaggressions I was telling you about before we went on. So, there. Okay, how about we talk about her first, and then we get into that. Okay, so her package was she was disappointed that she couldn't have scored all eights, and it was more of like she was disappointed in herself than in some other package we seen where they get mad at the judges because
Right.
those are never fun. But yeah, she was really sad she couldn't get all eights, and then Alan was cheering her up, and then they went to Disneyland, and it was an ad for Disneyland, and then it's like Disneyland makes everything better, yay! And then they did their dance, which was a foxtrot to "It's a Small World," and it was very over the top Disney because they're making it for No Disney Week, which is fine. Like I don't really like it. Doesn't bother me.
No,
I know it bothers some people, but yeah, I liked it.
right. Being a hardcore Disney fan, I know I read some people saying that
Oh,
the
I hate
package was like an ad for Disneyland and it rubbed them the wrong way. Oh, there you go. Oh, my ears are upstairs. I would have grabbed them. Dang it. Anyway, my very basic rose gold
yeah.
ears. But anyway, um, the package and the dance did not bother me with all the Disneyism. One, because I love Disney, and two, because I didn't like we're missing out on Disney night this season. I swear it's like the producers went, let's just cram an entire Disney night into one dance. Not that I'm complaining because it was magical and I loved
They
it.
should have done if they're doing duos next week. It should have been Disney duos.
That would have been smart. But
Disney duos. They should have done like Hakuna Matata, and then You Got a Friend in Me, and then maybe like I don't know if there's not an Elsa Anna song in Frozen. Oh well. But yeah, another duo.
would have been cute. But anyway, I'm kind of in love with this dance, and like I know, I'm impartial to Mariah and Alan. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that. But I genuinely love this dance. I thought it was like the 10. I don't think it was maybe like all tens, but I definitely think like a couple tens would have sufficed.
Yeah, like I didn't even think like I thought when I thought if I was like if they pull out tens tonight it's gonna be too early, but like no, it wasn't too early. It was really good. Like it was a really good dance.
It was
It was really
phenomenal. She was
deserved.
phenomenal.
I feel
Obviously,
I don't know if that was planned because they had the Disney 10. I mean, it wasn't undeserved, but I'm like, are they just gonna say we have to do 10 the Disney dance because we can throw the Disney 10?
did
But I think
anybody else catch that? I guess it was like a producer or something. Like they cut back to like Carrie Ann when they were up in the skybox with Aaron, and like there was a producer talking to Rashad and handed him something and then ran off. Did anybody else see that?
I didn't see that. But yeah, so I'm glad she had a good dance. She had 37, which was really good. I want to
Fantastic.
talk about some of the reactions to her. Okay, so she's getting the same reaction some of the other Olympians have gotten, which is that she seems younger than her age, and that and then for Mariah apparently she has some like entitled attitude, and I'm like, where is this? Again, and people are saying, like, I saw Katie, who we know on Twitter, said that to even mention the fact that people might think that someone would be a certain way is microaggressions towards them, because a lot of the times they're people of color. And I mean, for one thing, I'm saying it because I know other people have said it. It's like, this is what other people have said. This is how they said they're perceiving her. But like, another thing is, like, I don't. I just know how the show works, and like, and it's frustrating because, like, I know how they're reacting to things, and I know how people would react, and it doesn't mean like I took it that way, but like, I know how I just watch the show and I know how, like, the audience is gonna take things, and it sucks.
Right. Well, okay. So I kind of missed this discourse that happened. I know there was a discourse that
It's
happened.
still happening, maybe. I don't know. I haven't checked Twitter. Maybe I'll go check right now.
I've been up most of the night. As far as like comments on Rye in a negative way go, I do agree with it. I find it extremely interesting that I've seen more complaints about Mariah on the season where Tanya Harding is competing. That is something
Yeah,
I
that's
find extremely interesting.
yeah, and
And
I
I
guess
don't
it's
think
because the another point someone made, which I agree with, is if Tanya were black or pretty much anything except for white, she would not be getting this, like, pity party, which I agree with very much so.
I
And it's very
I
unfortunate.
absolutely I
And it's
ab-
not. I'm not saying if she was black she would deserve the pity party. I'm saying she's white and she doesn't, but she's getting it because she's white and it's white privilege.
it is Tanya Harding being competing on the season is the exact definition of privilege here.
I mean, because we couldn't get Colin Kaepernick, who kneeled during the anthem. EC just like a few months ago or whatever refused to air an episode of a show, the show Blackish, about kneeling during the anthem.
Right. But anyway, but as far as the Mariah hate goes, I'm extremely tired of seeing it. And here's the thing. I don't understand where people are coming from with the Mariah hate. Like I feel like you have to like set out to dislike her. Because I know there are lots of people out there that don't like her at all, and I don't get it. She's a little ball of sunshine. How
Yeah,
can you
she's
hate her?
I don't know. Yeah, the arrogant comments I don't understand at all.
Not at
I get
all.
that people. I mean, people are annoyed by her voice and her, but I don't think that's really nice. That's not fair. That's not. You shouldn't judge her based on that. And like, even if she does seem a little younger, y'all loved Lori, and some of y'all loved Simone, and she was like that. And I'm talking about the people trashing Mariah. Like, I've seen people trash Mariah and they like Lori or they like Simone. So to do it to Mariah is not cool. Because I mean,
Right.
they just acted like youthful, like not like too immature, just like youthful. I don't know.
How old
And
is Mariah? Is she like, what is she, like 23, 24,
Mariah's 25.
25? Okay.
Yeah.
That's just, it's just how she is. Like, just let her
Yeah.
be. Let her live her life the way that she wants to do. And obviously, she's an athlete. She's going to be hard on herself. I can probably think of plenty of athletes that have gone on the show and said, I've been disappointed. I wanted to get all eights when they got like sevens. Plenty of people have said that in the past.
Yeah.
But
And the
now
thing
people,
is, whether or not you blame the judges, and she wasn't blaming the judges, and people have blamed the judges, and they've gotten like mad at the judges, and that wasn't
right. But you
cool.
didn't see
You
anybody
shouldn't do
coming
that.
for, people that come for the judges like, oh, they didn't give me the scores I deserve. It's
But one thing I
all
was wondering about is, like, I want to hear your opinion on this. Do you think it's okay for people to make predictions based on what they think the audience is going to react to, or like, say someone is going home, even if it's your favorite, is it okay? Because like, some people are saying that's not okay,
I think it's
even
fine
if they
to
don't
make
agree with it.
I think it's fine to make predictions. I think to hammer those predictions in is a little excessive, but I think that to make those predictions is
What do you
fine.
mean by hammering them in?
I mean, like overstating them, like
I know. Yeah, some people have done that. I feel like I might be guilty of that, but at the same time, I keep getting asked, so I just answer when I get asked. And
right,
if I get the same question a million times, I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll just answer it. Maybe they didn't see the other posts, but like, don't at people constantly that, oh, your favorite's going home next week.
right, like that.
If
That's
they ask, I will be honest. I will tell them.
right. Like if
And you should
you,
know by now, if you come to me, you're gonna get like the truth, or
hmm
or like the truth about what my opinion is, or my guess is, our predictions. Like,
I feel
not
like
what I
over
think. Because, like, I thought people I loved were going to go home and they ended up going home and it sucked. But, like,
right.
and I still voted for them. Like, I sent Mariah a few votes. But I still think she's leaving next week, which I don't know if I said that yet, but yeah, I think she's leaving next week.
Well, this is our podcast, and we talk a lot about eliminations and what we think GP is doing, what we think they're voting for. So here it's fine. I think that overstating it on Twitter or like adding people being like, your fave's going home next week, or going in there curious gets me like, your fave's going home next week. Like, that's dumb. Don't do
I
that.
know, that's so dumb. It is. I don't know. It's just an interesting talk because, like, look, like, people are asking for my predictions. Like, I make them. That's what I do. It doesn't
Like,
mean it's what I want. And, like, I
right.
think that's
And that's,
why, like, lately, Xavier from DWTS Fun on Tumblr and I have been doing a lot better with the predictions than Pure. Because while we're not on them all the time, I think Pure, especially maybe Courtney lately, has been had it in her head like more what she wants and what's gonna happen. Although I don't think she wants Mariah in the finale yet, she's convinced Mariah's gonna be in the finale, and I'm like, okay, but
mm-hmm.
yeah, like I think like I mean I guess Courtney's getting better than that, but she's had problems with that lately. But like if you ask me for predictions, like I will be dead honest real with you. If you
Right.
ask me for opinions and what I like, I'll share that. But like if you want predictions, like be prepared for like a reality check. I wanted to tell you, okay, so someone I'm curious at because I've been getting people as usual are getting mad at me over predictions, and I love when I get ones like this. Someone sent me this one. It says it just says death, taxes, people saying you're wrong about something you're obviously right about, and then like I said like I spit up my water. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, it's backwards. But yeah, it's somebody said.
That a lot of thought
Like,
went
I
into
mean, I'm
that.
not saying I'm even obviously right about it. Like, I'm pretty sure Jenny's going home next week. I'm pretty sure Mariah's going home next week. And then the other one's going to be Chris or Josh. Unless they decide they only want one figure skater and then they'll really try and get rid of Adam or Tanya.
Right.
And I have a bad feeling they try and get rid of Adam over Tanya at this point, which, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I do think Mariah's going home next week. Again, remember the scores from this week. Don't count towards next week, so she might get lower scores next week. And I don't know. I don't think she's getting that many votes. I think a lot of people who are voting for her are also voting for Adam. But in addition to that, there's people who are only voting for Adam, and there's a lot more of those than people only voting for Mariah, from what I can see.
Okay. The way that they're doing like the eliminations this season is really confusing me. So like these scores don't send her home. Like her score from last night does not send will not.
Okay, her scores from last night. Okay, so basically, so week one, I'll start with week one. Week one was the scores from week one and the votes from the live voting.
Okay.
Week two, the votes from after week one and the scores from week two. Week three is going to be the votes from week two and the scores from week three. Week four will probably be votes from week three, scores from week four, and probably live voting during week four on the
Okay.
East Coast.
Okay,
Unless,
that makes
which
sense.
is not I don't think they're gonna do double at the same time on the Monday night on both
Okay.
coasts.
Okay, that makes sense for me.
It's like season 17 did this as well. However, this is bad because it allows the producers to manipulate a lot more. Because they know who got the votes and who didn't, and they can score accordingly.
That's
If they
interesting.
want to.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's not great.
I don't like it. Although I don't think the last season they did it was 17 and they didn't mess it up. Or maybe they don't know. Maybe the producers aren't told till after with the votes. Hopefully that's the case. Yeah, because 17 was like I don't think the only thing they did was push for like Leah Remini to go far for some reason. Like they didn't really push anyone else.
Interesting. But
Yeah, that was like one of the less manipulated seasons. It was still like a weird. I mean, I like that season a lot, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I hope it goes back to normal for the fall.
honestly, same. I don't know.
So yeah, yeah. So there's still two more individual dances and the team dances, so we should probably move on to that.
We should probably move on to those.
Yeah, Arike and Gleb.
I was. First of all, I like this dance a lot. I thought she did great.
Yes.
For whatever reason, her package isn't coming back to me. But maybe I was
Her
like doing
package was
something.
like the highlight of the night for me. Okay, so this was her package. Her package was like I love that they did this and they need to do more of this. They showed like a real like moment without a lot of editing.
Mhm.
Like there was some editing and everything. Like it was like a full like on clip where she like put on the heels for the first time and started walking in them and just seeing her reaction and like Love was kind of reacting too. And then they started rehearsing and then they were talking about just like yeah, just like her first time in the heels. And it was just like a moment because like she's such a like more of a tomboy, and then she's also talking about wanting to be a role model, and then like female athletes and how it's important that they get more recognition and everything, which I agree with. And yeah, so I thought that was a really good thing to show. It just like it wasn't drama or anything. It was just a nice moment, and it was showing like personal growth and
Right.
things, and it was just like it was just nice. It was like a palate cleanser.
Okay. Yeah. Now that you're saying it, I'm remembering, but I feel like maybe I was like texting somebody during that package and I
It's
missed
okay.
it.
I was doing that during Chris's, so I had to go rewatch his package, which is funny because it's about ADHD and not paying attention to things as much.
Oh,
But
it's
yeah,
funny.
but
Anyway,
yeah, yeah, but like this, like I don't know. And then the dance happened, and like she did well, and the dance was a lot of her standing there, but it was her first time in heels, so I'm like, okay, like
I actually like low key disagree. I actually thought that this was low key snapped. I think Glenn did a
I
good
mean,
job.
she was good. Like she was really good with what she did.
I definitely think that it was good for what she did. I have no idea how this girl who's in college has time to learn all this stuff. Like, God bless her little heart. God bless her
And
little
she's doing
heart.
finals, like finals. This isn't like early semester. This is like end game.
This is like end game. But as far as like Enrique went, I am glad she got on the show. I'm glad Glad snapped. I am sad that she is gone.
She needed to be on a full season. Her and Chris, they both needed to be on a full season. We needed to like get time to get to know them. We needed to see her like killing it. Like I think that would have been like a really big moment, like a big thing because like we don't have a lot like most of the female athletes on this show are like either figure skaters or gymnasts, and that's good. But we need like other kinds of female athletes. So I'm glad we've had this all athlete themed season to kind of get that with her and Jenny. But yeah, no one's really. No, I haven't. Can't really like she's just so different than everyone else who's been on the show, and I love her attitude. She never complains about anything. I think she said her like they asked her how her feet were feeling. She's like, oh, it's kind of mad, but like I can deal with it. And she like dealt with it so well. I'm like I almost cried during this whole segment, and then like especially when before they gave her her scores, they showed a clip of like her coming out of the trailer and her mom being there.
That was so cute. I loved that.
And I feel like that's what people like about this show. It's just like real moments about like having a journey and like not about drama. Like
Right,
we
just
don't
like
need
cute,
to
like
like
little
everybody
moments
to
like
be
that.
deal. Like they just played it. Like they just played a clip.
Like that was
It
cute.
like
And
wasn't over dramatized. It was no like I don't know. It just like yeah, here it is. This is yeah. I mean, I'm so sad she's gone too. I really wanted her to be on next week again, and I voted for her last week. And then and I had a feeling it was gonna be Jenny instead of her. And like I don't dislike Jenny, but I do like Ariki more for sure. So I was really sad.
yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like Rika was like a stronger dancer, and for me, she was kind of like the person this season that I could see myself being because she's our age, she's at college, she's this spectacular athlete, but she's very grounded, very normal, very. It's like she's just like a regular person, which I know like all the
Yeah.
celebrities are like regular people, but they're all kind of low key, kind of famous, and she's just like this college student.
Yeah, she's always so cool to watch when she was on Ellen. I watched that bit. And everything, just like she's just like a regular person. Like, oh my gosh, like I hope she gets in WNBA or whatever she wants to do after this. Like,
Yeah.
I mean she will, but like if she wants, like she just deserves the world. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
I think okay. So for the scores, she got 33, so it's the same as Chris and Tanya, which I think that was a little high. I think on its own, I might have given this a 7 with some eights, like 7, 7, 8, 8. Because like she didn't really move that much, and it did seem a little short, but like I really liked it. But like I don't know, but like remember, there's just the reaction. Like Lev freaked out when they got their first, like the first score was an 8, and then he was like freaking out, and it was so awesome. Like he hugged her so.
It was super nice, and I'm extremely sad that she is gone.
Like this might have been the best part of the night for me. Like this whole bit, it was just like yeah, it was just like it felt like old school Dancing with the Stars. Just
Oh,
like watching them learn how to dance, like with the bells and whistles. It was just like yeah,
right.
I
Oh
really
gosh,
liked it, and like she just so good in that dress too.
fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Very sad
It's
that
just
she
like
is.
she just like oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss her so much. I wish she was on a full season
I know. We'll
so
hopefully they'll bring her
much.
back to like an All Stars or something.
Oh my gosh. If they're doing 4 week season again, this should have been All Stars.
This should have been like a
Let's be
cute like,
real.
little All Star season or something.
Yeah, like that's what should have happened because if they could even still do all athletes because it was like we have enough athletes for All Stars.
Right.
But yeah, we next was Adam and Jenna.
Adam was last. Adam was last tonight, and of course he comes out the gate and nails it. Um, Somebody gave him a 10. I don't know if I would have given him a 10.
Oh no, 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 no. I
Yeah,
think
I
like
don't
eight
think
nines, and yes, not even all
eight.
nines. I think because I would have given all nines last week and this wasn't as good.
I watched it. I've watched it twice, and both times for last night. And for me it was like a solid like 9. There were like weird moments with his frame, like he looked like a little like hunched over or something. I don't really know, but
Yeah, and his balance wasn't all there. Like it's just a few things to work on. Like he's still one of the best of the season. I think
obviously,
it
yeah.
would be very deserved. And I think he has a decent chance. I'm just like I don't know. This wasn't as good as week one, but week one was so good. It's fine. Um, I don't think this deserved to be tied with Mariah. Like Mariah should have been alone at the top by at least 2 points.
I can agree with that. Yeah, for me, Mariah could have gotten another 10. And what were his scores for this? Did he get like
He got 37, same as Mariah.
okay? So he got what would it have been? It was 3 9s and a 10.
Yeah, Bruno gave the 10.
Okay, I don't know what Bruno was necessarily thinking, but yeah, no, I really liked his dance last night, and I think that he and Jenna, I think, are the best matched partnership this season.
Yeah, they are. I thought this was like they're just great together. It just his technique was a little like not 10 worthy for me, but it was still really
Right,
good dance.
but it's also a quick step on week 2.
Yeah, quick step on week two is hard. Like I'm glad they didn't do Stemba yet, even though I was expecting them to. And they haven't done Argentine Tango yet either. So and a bunch of other ones, but like yeah, quick step week two is hard. I know they've done quick step week one some seasons, and I'm like that is mean.
Just
Um,
cruel.
but I actually think rewatching this, I really hate this. I'd have to check again maybe about body contract on Tanya's, but I think hers might have been a little better, which I hate saying because like I'm voting for Adam and not Tanya, but you know.
I will have to rewatch Adams. I would have for me Tanya was an 8 and Adam was a 9, but
I think I'm
I
giving both an 8 in the blog. I'm not sure. I'd have to watch Adams again. And really hers too to see if I like if it's really well, I mean it was pretty close. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Adam and Jenna are for real like the best match partnership this season. And she came through with the choreography for that quick step last night. For me,
She really did.
quick step's the kind of dance that like it's kind of hard for me to get into without like the right song or the right choreography. And I think the song was fine, but Jenna really brought the choreography,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
So for me, he was second best of the night, dance wise.
Probably agree with that. I'm not sure. Maybe. It's definitely top three, if not second best. Yeah. Um, so after this was team dances.
Right?
And the themes were interesting, but the producers kind of forced them into it. It was 50s tennis and then 70s football. So the 50s tennis dance was first. It got a lot of crap, but I rewatched it again. It was probably one of the best choreographed team dances in a while. It's just like their dancers weren't like, if this was like a later week, this probably would have been really good. But like it's week two and there's still issues, which is why they shouldn't be doing team dances on week two because it was like messy.
It was. I've watched this dance a couple of times and I still don't really know how I feel about it or where I stand with it. It just there are things about it that I kind of admire and there are things about it that I just didn't get. And I feel like I don't really know how I feel about it. Like I'm still like out there. Like it's a
Probably
giant question mark.
because technique issues
Right.
and like timing issues. Like what I was really annoyed. What I was really annoyed about with this is that the camera would like constantly show Tanya and like no one else, and I'm like, okay, why aren't we seeing anyone else? And like, and it showed she had issues because like I think she had timing issues and her jive wasn't that good, and like I barely saw anybody else except for during their solo bits. Um, I also want to point out, like, I liked what they did with Kareem here because they had him be the coach instead of like doing everything everyone else was doing. But he even messed up the pointing, which was weird. Like, he was like, there was a part where he was like pointing, hey, left, right, backwards, forwards, or whatever, and like he accidentally went backwards and he was supposed to go one of the sides. He was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
that was the thing that happened. For me, this, I mean, it was kind of a mess, but it was kind of a mess that I kind of admired. I don't really know.
it was an ambitious mess, and I think
It
if
was,
with better like dancers, like maybe even on a later week, this would have been really good because
yeah.
like it was such a cool, like it was, the choreography was so cool, and like I
Oh my
didn't
gosh.
appreciate that as much the second time I saw it. So the fifth. No, the football dance, the 70s football dance was cool. I really like the disco song. Like I always like when they use disco songs on these dance shows. It's always really fun. They it was more simple I find, but like that was good because they weren't all in the same place the whole time, so they needed it to be simple. It was like very clean. The only out of sync part I saw was like one of the girl sections, like the beginning of the
Right.
girls section. Um, but the rest of it was really good. It was just really solid. It was just fun. Not much to say. I just liked it. I'd probably give it a 9.
This is the point that I kind of want to make about teen dances, and I like that you said that football was simple. It is, for me, it is better to be simple but clean for a teen dance than ambitious and messy, because if you are ambitious and messy, it just looks like a disaster. If you come across,
Yeah, this is a problem we have every season.
if you do just like simple and
Although
clean, then your teen dance is going to look like so much better. And I feel like that was just primely showed last night with these
I
two.
also wish they would go back to assigning maybe one a style, maybe two styles for the team dance rather than just freestyle, because it ends up being like a lot of wasted time, especially in the tennis dance where they're like playing tennis. But
Mm-hmm.
like if they find that for like jive or whatever for that dance, like that'd be really cool. And then I guess 70s would be disco or like, cause I don't know what else would be, but that doesn't really sound fair if they get the other one jive. But like I don't know.
No, yeah, I agree with that. And like Loki, it would be nice. Like it would be cool if we went back to like styles for teen dances, but I also do like the freestyles too.
It's
But
just like I like the freestyles when they don't waste time. Because when they
right,
waste time, it's just
right. It is, but yeah, it is better to be simple and clean and efficient than it is to be ambitious but have it look like a whole mess.
yeah. I also didn't like doing teen dances this early because like there's some stuff to learn beforehand.
Right. It always helps for teen dances when you have a bunch of styles to use because, oftentimes in teen dances, like people just like redo like steps that they've done earlier in the season or whatever.
And they're more comfortable with the dancing and like their own bodies in terms of the dancing, and like
Exactly.
you have to do it with 8 people rather than just when it's like you're with 7 other people rather than just the one person. There's a lot of, although it helps to have the troupe maybe dance with you now, it prepares you for the team dances.
Right.
Yeah, this we were kind of for me, but like I mean, well, I like the football one fine. The 50s one was like half wasted time, half like over and the ambitious stuff, but like it wasn't as much of a mess as some of the other ones have done that. So good for them,
Right. For
considering who
me,
they had.
right. For me, football was the clear winner of this particular team dance, although it's not like the best team dance I've ever seen on the show.
No, no. The
No,
last really good dance we had was maybe Nightmare Before Christmas, or no, I love Team Past. I know people hate that team, but like it was actually like them doing ballroom styles, like actuals, and that really made it good. So
I love Team Pass. You can't convince me that team dance wasn't the best.
it was Team Past, and it was good. Like they had Maureen, who was like 60 at the time, holding her own with the women. Even like that was like solid right there. It was like solid choreography. But yeah. And yeah, again, simple but effective. So there you go, and clean and all nice. And yeah, so yeah, that was it for the night. And then they eliminated Cream and Enrique, and then Chris was in jeopardy with them. So we'll see if that helps him for next week. Which I'm not sure yet.
We shall see. What do your stats look like?
Okay, I'll get him up, and I'll do Facebook first. Hang on. Yeah. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna broadcast. Screen share. This we're going to share the screen. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Where is it? Come on. Okay. Can you still see?
Yeah, I can still see it. Okay, there it is.
So here's Facebook week 2. I think I saved
Oh,
it every time. So again, Tanya's in
oh,
first. I'll make it bigger.
oh my
All right.
goodness.
No, I'll make it another guy better. Tanya's in first. Although I didn't really get that many comments about anybody, so it's like, I mean, not as much as I do on a normal season. So take this with a grain of salt. Adam is second and Josh is third. Although actually, this might be an older one. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not accurate. I know. I think it's still accurate. I'm not sure. But yeah, there you
This is
go.
this is interesting. What were your stats for last week? Like, who were the two lowest scoring stats for last week for
Last week was
comparison?
Rika and Kareem.
Was it really?
On Facebook. Here it is. I'm getting it up. Rika, well, Kareem tied with Chris, but Kareem.
That's extremely interesting.
So here's Twitter and Instagram for this week. This is Twitter. So Twitter would indicate Jenny and Tanya leaving, but I don't think Tanya's gonna leave.
Interesting.
Here's Instagram. Jenny has got nothing on Instagram.
So basically, what we can confirm is that Adam is getting to the finals and Jenny is leaving.
Probably Tanya's getting the finals.
Oh, America. Why are you
Like
the way that
everyone
you are?
loves her. I don't know why. I mean, they've done a really good job like selling people on her. Okay. Okay, I'm stopping screen sharing now. We don't need the infinity. Okay. That was creepy. Whenever that happens, it creeps me out. So yeah, Tanya is Tanya's
Yikes.
probably in the final. Which I mean, I'm not surprised by, because after week 1, I'm like top 3. Because originally I said top 4, and which I thought at the time might be finals. But yeah, she's top 3 now. Adam is top 3. And I don't think the last one's going to be a figure skater, so I think Mariah's out. Unless they want to market that way, but I know some people won't watch if it's just figure skaters because of Ringer. But like, I hear less about that this season.
Mm-hmm.
And if
I mean,
it
nobody.
is all three figure skaters, Tanya's probably winning. Just letting you know.
Come on, America.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
just
disappoint me.
because she's not seen as much of a Ringer plus Mariah and Adam split votes. So who I think it's gonna be is Adam, Tanya, Josh, which is probably the best scenario for Tanya not winning, because I think any of them would have shot. And I think people, because next week's a really unique situation because half the cast is leaving, so fans of those people are probably gonna pick someone else to vote for. Mariah's mostly gonna be going for Josh, like her fans, I imagine, which I think will help him. And I think he has a really good chance of winning. Jenny's fans seem to be demo because she's a demo darling, and I think Tanya's the next closest to being a demo darling of the 3 people I'm saying are going to be in the finals. So her fans will probably go to him, and then I guess for Chris's fans, Josh is the most similar, so most of them would probably go for him. So we'll see. It's funny because everything correlates this season. So yeah, I think the other scenario that might happen is Chris instead of Josh, and in which case, yeah, I think some Jenny fans would go for Chris,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Josh fans would go for Chris. So Tanya might not. Well, actually, yeah. Well, but then I don't know. So Tanya might still lose that one, which would be good. Um, but again, if it's all 3 figure skaters, Tanya probably wins. if it's, see, I don't see Jenny making it. Like, yeah, like I don't see a scenario where Adam and Tanya don't make it. Unless they only want one figure skater, and I feel like they'd screw Adam over Tanya, honestly, with the way they've been treating her.
Dr. Strange over here has seen all of the future possibilities.
I know, I made that joke. And I'm like, how many where Tanya doesn't win?
How many where Tanya doesn't win?
I think there's more than one, thankfully.
There's more than one. Well, we have a little bit more luck than our friends over in the MCU, but let us not get into that because I know there's still people out there who have not seen IW. In any
Okay,
case,
like, look, okay, I'm sorry, everyone, if you haven't seen this movie, go see it. Like, I'm sorry. If you want to see this movie and haven't yet, what are you waiting for?
exactly.
Unless you live in China, in which case, I'm sorry.
In any
I'm
case.
gonna have to put Avengers Infinity War spoilers in this title.
Like, whoops. Oh well, but in any case, in my perfect world, the top three is Mariah, Chris, and Adam. Not necessarily in
That's
that
who I
order.
voted for.
Right.
I
In
want.
the perfect world, they are my top three.
I'm okay with Josh canceling out Mariah or Chris.
In the world that I think we're getting, I think Adam makes the final, no question. I think everybody else kind of fights for a spot.
Except for Jenny, who's done, right?
Except for Jenny, who's done. Jenny is done. Sorry, that's over. Jenny's done. Jenny is done. Adam is lost.
Yeah. So let's pretend Tanya's not going to make the finals and we get Mariah there, we'll say, or Josh. I think we get, if Tanya doesn't make the finals, it's Josh, not Josh, it's Adam, Josh, and either Mariah or Chris. And if it's Adam, Mariah, Josh, Josh wins. If it's Adam, Mariah, Chris, I want to say Adam wins.
I feel like next week's going to be like a big deciding factor because, like,
yeah,
the way
because it'll be their last chance to vote.
Right. Next week's scores are going to be like a huge deciding factor because last night's scores they don't count for next week.
Right. So yeah, it's like pretty much the votes and then the scores. So I don't know. I still think it's Adam, Tanya, Josh, and I think in that scenario any of them could win, which is scary because it means Tanya could win. I think if it's Chris that makes it instead of Josh, Tanya's chances of winning go up.
Oh my gosh. I can't take this, America. You guys need to
I
get
don't
it
know. I just
together.
think they do, even though I think Jenny's fans would go for Chris too, not just Tanya. Yeah, I'm just really worried. Like, if Josh had like, I don't know, if Josh had done better this week, I would still say he's winning. But like, I want to say Adam's winning, but some people are convinced Adam's not winning. So I don't know, and I feel like I don't know, and I feel like Tanya might win. I'm serious, and like I hate that, and I hate that for so many reasons. I even made a list on Curious Cat. You want? I'm gonna show you the list on Curious Cat. Cause like, there's some implications if Tanya wins, and I think it might have an effect on the rest of the show from now on. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yep.
I'm just setting it up. It is okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the whole list. Oh, here's the list. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna screen share again. Get ready for the Matrix. Ready for the Matrix. Screen share. And here we go. Okay, can you read it?
Okay, yeah, I can read it.
So it says, y'all, what if Tanya wins the whole damn thing? At this point, I'd not be surprised. And only reason I'd be here for it is the
Effery.
Oh, okay, sorry. I can't know why I didn't realize that would follow. The Sea Bros would lose their shit too. I mean, I don't want that. I want to have like a nice, happy summer in the fandom with no drama. But here's what I said. I said I wouldn't be surprised if she won, which I wouldn't be, sadly. I don't want that to happen because the situation on the Nancy on the show versus her, and this is never gonna bother me, which I already talked about on the stream. The hate Sasha would end up getting for the fandom, which yeah, I know he hasn't gotten any yet, but I know he's gonna get some if she wins. And then the fact that it only seems pros are only allowed to win once now, twice if you're special. So I don't know if they'd really give Sasha a chance to win again, which would suck because again, people would be hating him and he never really get to like redeem that. A certain portion of viewers actually quitting the show, and yes, I think this would happen because like if she actually, people were saying he wasn't gonna watch if she was on, but like if she actually won, I think that'd be like really bad.
Mhm.
And a win would essentially cement her status as redeemed in society. Like everyone's gonna be, oh yeah, Tanya's made her comeback, and others saying that now, but like a win would like cement that, and she still hasn't apologized or like shown really any remorse.
There are some of those points I agree with. I don't think like a lot of people would necessarily quit watching the show, and I was genuinely a little afraid for the trolls on the internet that I thought were going to hate on Sasha for being supportive of Tanya, but I haven't seen a lot of it. I don't think the fandom. I have way more faith in the fandom that on in the satanic world, if where Tanya does win, I don't think the fandom hates on Sasha because it's not really his fault.
Yeah, but they're gonna say he didn't really win or whatever, and like that's not nice to him, even though we don't like Tanya.
He did what he had to do.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if I'm like looking at the pros, like if we're basing it on pros, he deserves to win the season. Like, look what he's done to like redeem someone like Tanya. Like, I'm not saying I want him to win the season. I really don't. But you know.
Right.
And also, Lindsay would deserve it too. Just saying.
Right. Absolutely. So there's that.
Um.
Um
Yeah.
in,
Sorry.
interesting.
So yeah, I also wanted to show you guys the just like the death taxes people saying you're wrong with something. There it is without it flipped.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
That's amazing. I love whenever I get a thing like that when people like validate me for being right, which happens on occasion, which is nice. Yeah. So other than that, like, is there anything you specifically want to see next week? What do you think everyone's gonna get? I hope everyone gets a ballroom and a Latin, but I heard Adam might have contemporary, which, yeah, no, not this season. Sorry.
I wish Alan would not, or Adam would not get a contemporary, but we're not in charge. Um, as far as like things I would like to see from people, I'd like to see Mariah do a rumba. It's like my number
Yeah.
one wish. Mariah with a
Yes.
rumba. I'd like to see Adam do like a paso or an Argentine tango. I'd like to see Josh pull out like a ballroom, obviously, maybe like a foxtrot or a straight waltz, slow waltz.
Slow waltz.
I'm tired. Oh man, I don't know where my brain is. Shoot, Chris.
Chris.
Chris, maybe like a paso. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, same. If he has to do another Latin, I want him to do paso. Or maybe jive. I don't know how we do with that. Oh yeah, I want Tanya to get jive because she wasn't really good at it in the team dance.
Yeah, give
And
it
I'd say samba, but Sasha tends to be really good at teaching people samba, so that might not work the way I want it.
stomp or a jive for Tanya.
Yeah, or something else like that. I don't know. Like, yeah. Um, for duets, I really think there's no point in saying who I want because I know who it would be. So, like I said, Adam, Mariah,
Right.
Chris, Jenny, Josh. For the duets, I'm hoping if there's a contemporary, it is the duet, not the solo. I would like to see a Charleston next week. I don't know if
Oh, that'd be fun.
maybe Chris, but like Chris has to do some sort of Latin. But maybe for the great, that means Tanya would be doing it for the duet. How about Adam and Mariah do that for the duet? Yeah, that sounds fun. Unless
Yes.
it's contemporary, which don't give them both contemporary and Charleston. Uh, I want to see a salsa duet. I feel like that'd be fun. Although someone who already gotten salsa. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh and Jenny haven't, so that could be theirs.
I kind of want Jenny to get like a salsa.
Yeah, I want, or I actually kind of want to see Jenny do a paso.
Oh, that'd be cool too. Yeah, I could
And
do that.
I want to see Argentine Tango for someone. Like, I would say Tanya and Sasha just because I want to see Sasha do one. But, like, we'll see. And I guess I would pick that for Josh, maybe. Although he just did Paso. I don't know. But yeah, maybe Jenny could do that. An Argentine Tango. Have we seen
Yeah,
Kyo do one? We haven't seen Kyo do one. Yeah, yes, do one with Jenny.
that is true. Okay, Argentine tango for Jenny and Keo. That's a lock. We must have
I'd
it.
also be happy to see Mariah do it, but I know she really wants Rumba.
I want her. The whole world wants her to do a rumba, At least the whole world that I live in.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
So, yeah, and then for like dance offs, I don't know. I just hope everyone gets a style they've already done.
Right.
So if it's Adam Rye, well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. They haven't done the same style, but like,
I'm gonna,
well, yeah. I want everyone to do a style they've already done, please.
yeah.
Or a style both of them haven't done.
You
That's
gotta
fair.
even that playing field a little bit.
Yeah, that's the interest of fairness. And then yeah, I want to see Tanya go home next week, which I know probably won't happen. I want to see. I mean, Jenny, I guess, because like I don't know, she's not as good. And then I guess Josh is the third person, but I like Josh, so it's hard.
I guess we'll just have to find out next week.
I don't know. Well, then the scenario I voted for finale, which would be Chris, Adam, Mariah, although I wouldn't mind replacing Mariah with Josh, Adam would win probably. So
Yeah, I think Adam. I think in that scenario, Adam wins. Although I would love for Mariah to win.
yeah, I don't know who I'd vote for. I'd like all of them. I'd be really happy. But I know we're getting Tanya, which is frustrating. Um, I've known that's been happening since week one. I just thought I didn't think she'd have a chance at winning, but she does now. So
And here we are.
yeah, like yeah, yeah. I don't want her to win. Like it's just gonna cause so much. It's not gonna be fun if she wins.
No, it won't. It'll make
I'd
for some
also feel
funny
bad for
people.
Nancy. She didn't really get like they didn't give her a shot to win. She deserved like a
I
shot.
know. And
She really did.
they're
She
treating
did
Tanya
well.
Harding better than Nancy Kerrigan. How?
That's
Where's the justice?
bothersome. Although at least Nancy made more weeks than Tanya.
It's true.
So she can't take that away. And also, I know, like, even if Tanya does Samba, I bet Nancy's is still better. I bet it is, because it's one of the best ones in a long time.
It's it's true. It's very true.
So yeah, maybe we should, like, log off because we're getting weird. I don't know.
We are getting
But
a
unless
little
there's
bit.
anything else you want to talk about. Was there anything else you want to talk about?
That's about it for me for tonight. I should probably go to bed because I have to be up kind of early tomorrow. But
Wait, I'm tired too. It's
yep.
7:30.
But
So.
I guess we'll go ahead and sign off, guys. We will see you
Bye.
next
Talk to us
week.
in the comments. Talk to us on Twitter, especially about the whole microaggression thing, because like that's an important subject. And like we're white, so we don't really get a lot of say on that. So it's important that
Exactly.
people who like are like voice their opinion. We can talk about it. Just because yeah, I don't want to like I don't know like I want to share predictions, but I don't want to like people. I don't know. I know it sounds weird to say. I have a weird understanding of racists. Like I understand how their mind works in a way, and it's really bad.
Right.
Doesn't mean I don't know. It's just yeah. That sounded awful. I'm not racist. I promise. It's not
That's
like I sympathize. It made me sound sympathetic. I'm not sympathetic to racists. I just understand how their minds work, and I hate it. But
right.
I need to know so I can beat them or like outsmart them or whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
We're
So
obviously
yeah,
very
I'm gonna go
tired.
now. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Bye, guys.